Yes.
Now you turn to me. Put it down. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you. So now what you're looking at, in every single conversation action that you're engaged in life, on the phone, on the web, or in the world, you have the opportunity to contribute to other people, to make a difference with other people, to add value to other people. And most people come to the conversation looking for what's in it for me. How do I get mine? How do I provide for myself or my wife and kids, or my food, shelter, transportation, communication, education, my roof over the head, the electricity, the gas, the gasoline in the car, or the petrol.
And that's limiting.
Yes, it's limiting because it's a scarcity-based thinking pattern.
Right.
That's based on it's either me or you, not me and you.
Yeah.
Whereas abundance is a sharing-based model, where the more I share with you, the more we have.
Yeah.
If I share everything I know with you and you share everything you know with me, between us we both know more.
Right. Okay.
If I share everything I have with you and you share everything you have with me, between us we both have more.
Yeah.
So sharing is the model of the future. That's why we call it sharingoursolutions.com.
Okay.
Those are our 4 quarterly showcases, and they're held every solstice and every equinox. On the 21st of March this year, 2011, is our first showcase at the Phoenix, Arizona Biltmore, arizonabiltmore.com. Okay. And it's for Infusionsoft, infusionsoft.com, which is a software company that provides web-based stuff for people who need a form, a shopping cart, and a checkout, and a database management system on the back end. But they only go up to about 200,000 people. When you get above that, you need to go to another company called Salesforce. And go above that, you need to go to Intercall or somebody big.
Okay.
But
one thing I just wanted to ask was that you say on the solstice.
Yes, every solstice, every equinox.
Okay,
so we call it
C,
solstice, equinox, eclipse events.
Okay.
Because if you know anything about metaphysics, and you know anything about, let's just say, the rhythms and cycles of the cosmos, not just the woman or Mother Earth. Mother Earth is impacted by the moon. Okay, because the moon is close and then further away, closer and further away. It literally pushes and pulls the tides and water inside the human body and in the oceans towards her or away from her. So she pulls it and lets it go, pulls it and lets it go.
So there's actually like a
natural rhythm. So there's totally, the whole thing is spiritual. It has nothing to do with all the tech. There's inner tech, we call the inner net, and there's outer tech, which we call the outer or the internet.
Right,
okay. So inner net is your psychic, intuitive, spiritual, all-sensing, all-feeling, all-knowing awareness, which has been suppressed by your outer environment.
Right.
What we do is we release all that suppression in a single week of an intensive training. That starts on a Friday night, basically, and runs until the following Friday.
Okay.
But what we do with our teams that are already inside and been through the training, they arrive at noon on Wednesday in a city, and they're in the next city by noon the next Wednesday. They could stay in the same city or switch cities, but at noon on Wednesday is the arrival for the setup for the Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and...
But this is all to do with Limitless?
Absolutely, all part of Limitless Now. So Limitless Now has 2,500 websites and systems behind that front door, and has relationships with literally 2,500 consultants, all of which need to be certified by the 1st of April. They need to have requested certification. By the 1st of June, they have to be certified to come to our 21st of June event, which is in London, England, which is the next event.
How do they get certified?
Just come to the system and join. Once you're joined, it's free to join.
Okay.
You get shown step by step, day by day, hour by hour, week by week, how to grow and learn.
Right.
So instead of being on the internet to play and to pay, now you're in the internet to stay and learn and grow and share.
Right.
Because there's only 3 levels to our program: member, mentor, master.
Okay.
A member is a beginner. A mentor has been around long enough to start helping beginners. And a master has actually done certain things to accomplish mastery on the system and is making an iPad an hour.
An iPad an hour?
An iPad an hour. So they could buy an iPad an hour, they could sell an iPad an hour, they could ship an iPad an hour, they could gift an iPad an hour, they could sponsor an iPad an hour, but every hour their system is passive residual reoccurring revenue pumping out an iPad.
Okay. Wow.
Because our currency is iPad 2s. Okay? That's our currency, because you need that tech or those tools, and you need our skills to optimize your use of it so it's earning you money instead of costing you money.
Okay.
So the iPad 2 is a publication system. It's a web publishing and phone publishing and world publishing system that you can run the whole of Wembley Stadium from your iPad 2.
Right.
All the screens and stuff.
Yeah.
You can run that whole presentation that you do in life, you can do on the iPad too. You can edit down audio and video and music.
Yeah.
You can make, you know, with GarageBand and with iMovie, you can make your own movies, your own music, and broadcast them, distribute them, sell them.
Right.
You can make your own applications.
Yeah.
You can make your own iTunes deliverables,
Yeah.
App Store deliverables, and in a short while, your Limitless Now deliverables. And when you've got those, you're in this membrane thing I was telling you about, where you've got 7 billion people offering something to the marketplace, and 7 billion people in the marketplace, moment by moment, searching for something.
Okay, so
We've built the membrane.
So in that respect, you're becoming creator and consumer in one, rather than just being consuming everything.
Exactly. Now, when you were asking me the question at the beginning, you're asking me, so Jacques Fresco from the VenusProject.com, and even Peter Joseph from the ZeitgeistMovement.com and the ZeitgeistMovingForward.com and the ZeitgeistMovie.com, they have the perception that the old system must crash, burn, and die and kill itself for a new system to be demanded by the public, or for a new system to be even invented and created.
Right, yeah.
And I agree that something has to go before if you want a new closet full of clothes, you probably have to give away or throw away or do something with your old closet, or you've got to move house to a new house where there's no closet. Or there's, you know, no things in the closet, right? But you have to let go of the old to get into the new.
Okay.
But so instead of waiting for the crash, which is inevitable anyway, if you've looked around the world recently, this almost everything's crashing, burning, falling apart. So the signs of challenge and stress on the system, both Mother Earth and those inhabiting her, is evident to anybody with eyes to see and ears to hear. You'd have to be terminally brain dead and blind and deaf and dumb and mute to not see that. The question is, that's the problem. There is now a massive reaction by our species to, well, what are you, the governments, or you, the banks, or you, the businesses, going to do about that? Like, Mummy and Daddy, please help me. Well, that's not going to work.
Okay.
Because Mummy and Daddy is Mother Earth, and she's shaking herself like fleas on her back. Or it's the cosmos, which is Daddy.
Right.
You know, and the cosmos has us hurling through it at billions of miles per hour, if you consider relative to some other, you know, solar systems and galaxies. So we're flying on a mud ball through space, clinging to the surface of Mother Earth, just 64 miles of atmosphere between us and the rest have fallen off. So there's not much between you and falling off. And she's accelerating through the cosmos as the tail feather of the sun. And the sun is spiraling, and she's spiraling as a tail feather of that kite, following the sun through towards the great central sun, and all the suns between us and the great central sun are actually all moving towards the great central sun. So basically we're all on an accelerated, compoundingly accelerating pathway to literally more light. And sunlight is the source of photosynthesis. Sunlight and water is what creates all life. So life is literally speeding up. In case you haven't noticed, the last 100 years is not like the previous 100 years. And the last 10 isn't like the last 100. And this one isn't like the last 10 or the last 100. It is accelerating and clicking, and some of us know why and how and what to do about it. You understand?
And what should we do about it?
Well, first of all, pay attention, which you're doing. Showing up is half of winning. Paying attention when you do show up is the other half. Now, applying what you got when you showed up and pay attention after you leave is what's interesting, because most people show up, pay attention, then leave and do nothing. And they think the cosmos is going to do it to and for them. That doesn't work that way. Once you've got the new information, that's potential, that's possibility. But it's not actuality, and it's not probability, and it's not certainty. To make something possible turn into probable, certain, and actual, there are actions that you and only you can take for you, and that Heather and only Heather can take for Heather, and that Lana and only Lana can take for Lana.
Why is it only like that?
That's the design of the cosmos. I didn't make that up. That's just the way it works. Now, it's been the same for the whole of human history. Just most of us have incomplete or inaccurate information, which leaves us basically in the dark in some areas and bumping into walls and things because we can't see that. It's in our blind spot, or a scotoma. It's not visible to us. I'll give you an example. We take a deck of cards and we reprint them with spades as red and hearts as black. And we just deal and play and deal and play and deal and play. And at the end of the deck, at the end of the game of bridge or whatever we're playing, we go, "Did you notice anything strange about those cards?" I go, "No." And they will swear blind there is nothing weird with those cards. And then I put them out on the table again and say, "Still not? No, don't you understand?" And they'll tell you there's nothing off with the cards. And then you point out that unlike normal cards, these are actually printed as red spades and black hearts.
Yeah,
And then they suddenly go,
Oh.
how did you do that? How did you do that? You changed it. So do you understand?
Yeah. Well,
Now,
it's waking up to seeing
Yes.
me. Right.
But the
okay.
point is, it was right in front of their eyes. You
Yeah.
told them, you
Yeah.
even pointed at it, but they couldn't see it
Yeah.
because they're so programmed to look for red hearts that they see red hearts even though there aren't any.
Right,
Because
okay.
every deck, everybody knows that hearts are red.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand?
Right, absolutely.
That's how humans are.
Right.
You know that humans are dumber than rats? You put rats in a maze and there's 10 tunnels, you put the cheese in number 7,
Yeah.
they'll go straight to number 7 after a while to look for it after, you put them in. If you then move the cheese to
Yeah.
tunnel number 3, the rats, after trying number 7 a few times, will go and check the other tunnels and find it in number 3.
Yeah.
Humans go, no cheese, no cheese, no cheese, no cheese, no cheese, no cheese, forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until something or someone interrupts their pattern. Neurolinguistic programming is how to interrupt your own and other people's patterns. It's the beginning of an education for life.
Absolutely.
Formal education can make you a living
Yeah.
or survive. Self-education can design you a life
Right.
that you would love and lead it powerfully, which
Yeah.
she's got involved in, and I'm involved in, and all of my team members are involved in, and some of us learn faster than others, some apply what we learn faster than others, but if you learn something and apply something,
Yeah.
you're going to get a result.
Yeah.
And that result is going to be something other than what you're used to, because you've not done this before and applied this before.
Okay.
You've
Yeah.
not learned it before, you've not applied it before, you can't have had this result before.
Okay.
When you get the result, you've got to review what caused it and created it, whether you like the result or not.
Yeah.
And then you've got to refine. If you want more of it, do it more.
Yeah.
If you want to change it a little bit, change it a little bit and do another experiment and iteration. But it's not rocket science.
But the thing is, although it's not rocket science, it is going to cause a huge effect on people's lives. I mean, people have got to drastically change their lives to be able to get
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's not that drastic to show up in Port Solent and have this meeting with me.
No, no.
But you made a choice to do that. You
Yeah.
consciously chose to fly from Amsterdam to London Gatwick to go see your dad and brother and then come and see me.
Yeah.
Now, you could have gone see your dad and brother and not see me, or you could have gone to London and find out that Jacques Fresco didn't fly and Roxanne Meadows didn't fly and all there is Peter Joseph,
Yeah.
right? There's nothing wrong with that. Peter Joseph can bring Roxanne and Jacques onto the video conference and the audio conference via Skype,
Yeah. Yeah.
on the web, on
Yeah.
an iPhone, on an iPad, right? So he can bring them into the room.
Yeah.
But the fact is, the Venus Project has a particular set of views. The Zeitgeist Movement has a particular set of views as the outreach arm of the activist arm of the Venus Project.
Yeah.
And I have a particular view. And I'm just one human being out of 7 billion, but I have a particularly clear set of understandings, knowledge of systems, systems optimization, design and build and test,
Yeah.
and disaster avoidance, not just disaster recovery. What they're saying is a disaster will happen and we'll have to learn to recover.
Yeah.
I'm saying you don't need to have disasters, you can avoid them by basically having a disaster recovery system is actually planning for disasters. Having a
Okay.
disaster avoidance system is actually still focused on disasters. Having a systems optimization strategy
Okay.
is actually focused on systems and optimizing them. So you don't
Right,
have
okay.
any of this or this.
Okay.
But to get 7 billion people to play this game, first of all, we've got to learn to listen to me and the people I've been around for the last 30, 40, 50 years nearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second of all, they've got to actually show up and pay attention.
Yeah.
They've got to listen, ask questions, make suggestions, learn, share, with themselves, each other and us.
Yeah.
And then to collaboratively and collectively, community that's creative and conscious has to coordinate and congeal and organize around the 3 principles, which are, number 1, we have to re-educate the people, all 7 billion of them.
Okay.
We're starting with the people who opt into lifelong learning, which you can do at limitlessnow.com.
Okay.
Okay. Once you opt in on any of our systems or any of our sites, but it starts there.
Yeah.
Once you're opted in into lifelong learning, you're in for life. It's free, or for a fee, or as a VIP. Free is just to register and get the outside of the system and look around.
Yeah.
For a fee, it starts in this month, March. £33.33 will get you a membership. We
Okay.
call it membership.
Okay.
Because
Why?
we're shaping the member.
Okay.
The member is already a member.
Yeah.
We're just helping them shape and form themselves optimally.
Okay.
Okay. The second is mentor shape, which
Yeah.
is £333.33 this month of March 2011. And then last but not least, master shape, which
Okay.
is £3,333.33. At this level, you're earning an iPad an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this level, you're earning or learning to earn an iPad per day. At
Okay.
this level, at the member level, you're actually only learning to earn an iPad per week.
Okay.
Now, an iPad per week is enough. Most
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
they just like an iPad this year.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
But we actually keep with you and let you learn as fast as you can till you're actually making one every single hour,
Yeah.
automatically, passively on your back-end system, because you're getting 25% reoccurring residual revenue on everything we do.
Okay.
So if you sold, you're a member,
Yeah.
you sold somebody on starting at £3,333.33 this month, or next month when it's £4,444.44,
Okay.
because in April it's 4s and June it's 5s and
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
In May is 5s,
Yeah.
sorry, June is 6s, all
Yeah.
right? And obviously July 7s, 8s for August
Yeah.
and 9s for September. We'll tell you by September what we're doing for the last quarter of the year, October, November, December,
But why is it so number related?
because numerology is a part of astrology and astrosophy and
Okay.
astronomy. So you have to understand that the whole cosmos is built on numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's going more expensive because people are learning more and it's becoming more visibly valuable. It's already valuable, it's priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's becoming more visibly valuable, not
Yeah.
invisibly valuable. In January, it was £1,111.11.
Okay.
The reason I'm going to use April prices is because a quarter of 4 is 1.
Okay.
So the new active participant in April will get £1,111.11 out of every £4,444.44 that a new master pays. Do you
Okay.
understand? So the person who
So-
brought
so
them
it's-
gets 4, they're covered. And everything above that is revenue for them.
Right.
Do you understand? An iPad is about 1,100.
Okay. So everyone's making money off.
Everybody's making money off 3 things: what they do themselves,
Yeah.
what they share with others,
Okay.
and what others share with others. Because the game is sharingoursolutions.com,
Okay.
which is about 4 quarterly showcases every calendar year from now on forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
21st of March, 21st of June, 21st of September, 21st of December. This year, 21st of March is in Phoenix, Arizona at the Arizona Biltmore,
Okay. And what-
ArizonaBiltmore.com.
What are people showcasing?
Showcasing deliverables for internal technology, which we call education, we call it lifelong learning,
Okay.
and external technology like the iPad 2,
Okay.
like Infusionsoft, the next version,
Okay.
and other things that we can only show when we're actually there, like this card that I showed you,
Okay.
and like other things that pump it out, like a kiosk, and like what it can do on the surface of an iPad 2
Okay.
or a surface of a Microsoft Surface, Surface.com.
So these are all people who are in the system.
In the system have worked with us in one form or another
Yeah.
and are currently moving towards a very specific date, which is in this year, calendar year. It's the first time we will show the general public,
Yeah.
billions of people, not millions or hundreds of thousands. We'll show billions of people viewing and listening on the radio, the television, the phone, the computer, and the web.
Yeah.
We will literally show them, not just tell them, but show them the deliverables. And that's
Okay.
Friday, 11/11/11, Friday the 11th of November, 2011. And at the Dubai Motor Show, you'll see the new Gina car, which is from BMW.
Okay.
And you'll see some other new deliverables in the area of transportation, like the Honda motorcycle, which is the equivalent of the Segway, but with just one wheel. It looks like a figure 8.
Oh, right.
Quite interesting, and it's portable. You can hold it under your hands,
Oh, really?
and you can put it down and let it run you through the airport with or without the walkway. And just lean forward, it goes forward. Lean backwards, it goes backwards. Lean left, it goes left. You can go a curve on it because
Yeah,
it has rollers that go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. So you can go in any direction, and as you lean, it moves in the direction you went.
Wow.
And it takes about a minute and a half to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you're on it, because you've already got balance, you're just learning a center of gravity on something other than your feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But this thing has a power supply that they have, and we have a way of doing it with a perpetual power supply and
Okay.
our card to lock it so nobody steals yours. Because
Okay.
they're very easy to pick up and walk away with. So it's no use to anybody else other than if you've got your card,
And what card is that?
our card, the card that is a 1 terabyte card that actually locks you to the card and the card to whatever you're locking.
Okay.
So it's a new kind of signature lock
Okay.
that works on all aspects of your physical and energetic being. So it recognizes, you over all other people.
Okay.
And once it's activated and locked to you, it will never work for another living human for the life of the card.
Right.
So you
okay.
can't steal the card because it'll only work for you, and you can't steal the device because the device locks to the card. It's
Yeah.
never going to work for anybody else.
What happens if you lose the card?
you replace it.
Oh, okay.
And the new replacement recognises you, and then it transfers the data from the old card to your new card.
Okay.
But
So
it
you
will
have-
only work for your card for you. That's called nowsafe.com.
So you
Now
have,
safe.
you have the power to replace it. It's not.
Yes, just
have
like you
to-
do if you lose your Amex or your Visa, your Discover
Yeah.
card or your Access card or whatever it is you got, Diners Club.
Mm-hmm.
You call them up or you write them on an email and you say, I lost my card, what can I do? I'm in Timbuktu. And they say, stay there, we'll send it you, we'll ship it FedEx, one waiting for it. Ours arrives within a few seconds on the phone and the web because we have a cyber version of a physical card that you can download like an app onto the phone. Now your phone is your card. You don't need the card anymore.
Right. Okay.
But our system keeps the data on your server, on your tech, directly with your card in a secure, sovereign, rolling out algorithm link. So it's not on the web, it's not on the phone, it's not in the world. No government, bank and business can drill into your data. If they want your data, they got to come to you and ask.
Okay.
Just like somebody incoming call, you can see caller ID, you go, I don't want to take that call. I'll take this one. I'll send this one to Mary. I'll send that one to Joe. And when people ask you for your money, because you're the bank now, not the bankee, you actually say, oh, there's 54 people looking for money from me today. I think I'll pay him.
So.
And then, if you don't want to pay him, you can either invite somebody else to pay your bills and just pass it on to them,
Right,
or you can actually do some kind of activity to cause your bills to get paid by either our system or somebody else's.
Yeah. So you're saying that through your system, you become the bank. You
Yes.
hold your own financial.
You're the
power.
bank,
Yeah.
you're the issuer,
Yeah.
you're the actual merchant, so you can take other people's cards and tech. You can buy, sell, trade, barter, and exchange, and you can do it in a monetized or a non-monetized way.
So this is like practical ways of empowering yourself. literally.
Instant practical, because
Yeah.
this is live, real-time, person-to-person, direct connect, irrespective of language, location, or currency or country, and it has no bank or business or government between you and the other party in nowsafe.com.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we haven't told the world this is coming yet. It's like a tsunami and a tidal wave, an earthquake, a hurricane, and a whirlwind all put together. You've no idea it's coming.
Right.
And you don't believe me because I stand here looking like a pig covered in shit, smelling to high heaven and acting like a fool and a clown. But the reality is, myself and others have spent nearly 50 years, in my case, of life, moving towards this point where we can actually release what we've been building. Just like if we did a stage play, we'd probably rehearse for a while before we showed our friends, and then the safe public, and then the press, and then the general public. We've been doing that. But we're about to go to the press and the public. And when we go to the press and the public, iPad 2 is public.
Right.
It was announced on the 2nd of March, it was released on the 11th of March, which was Friday, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And now it's Sunday, the 13th. And in London, there's 1,000 people at Friends Meeting House watching the movie and talking to each other about the future of the Zeitgeist movement moving forward. How do we move from where we were and where we are to where we want to be next? And it's a very powerful day. It's live, real time, worldwide on Ustream.
Yeah.
So anybody in the world that has access to the web can watch and listen. They can even type in questions if they are smart. Right? A little bit smart chatting. Okay. But the point is, the world is becoming interactive, not just intuitive and intelligent, but interactive. And the internet is really a big library, but it's all disorganized, and it's not as easy to find what you want as you might think, although it's getting easier. Okay? There's a lot of old, out-of-date, trivial, insignificant, irrelevant information on there. There's mis and disinformation on there, incomplete and inaccurate information on there. And what our species needs right now is total, whole, and complete transparency of information that is accurate, the latest and greatest that humankind is currently capable of knowing and delivering. And it needs more than any time to recalibrate economics, to re-educate people, and to reorganize life, business, and eventually the surface of the earth itself. Now, Jacques Fresco, who's 95 today, it's his birthday, who's sitting in Florida with the Venus Project as his primary passion, has thought through, for the whole of humankind, the future in advance. We own thefutureinadvance.com, which is one of our sites for the event we do 11-11-11, where you will see the future coming at you. You might not have an iPad 2, but you've seen it. You might not have an iPod 5, but you've seen it. You might not have an iPhone 5, but you've seen it. You might not have a Microsoft Surface, but you've seen it. Or at least you have the opportunity to see the Honda motorcycle, or the BMW Gina car, or the new thing that the Segway is bringing out. You will have seen it. And the next question is, have you done anything about that? Have you got one? Have you tried one? Have you test driven one? Have you experienced it? Do you want it? And you can either earn it, You can learn to earn it, learn to share it, learn to sponsor it, learn to get it and buy it, learn to join in a way that you can win it. You know, so there's lots of ways to get it, but you've got to start by finding out of all the library that's out there, what do I want to be and do and have and know and share? What do I want to focus my energy and attention on and give to other people as a gift or as for a fee, education?
Yeah.
So we're certifying consultants who can do all of our, what we would call consulting work. We're certifying facilitators for our education, and now we're certifying what we call ambassadors for our licenses and our franchises and our subcontracted ventures. Okay? And they can be joint venture partners, or in our thing it's called a profit partnership. It's profit percentage-based partnership.
Okay.
So let's say I just told you get 25% as an affiliate.
Yeah.
That 25% of anything that you share goes into your account, and you're going to see your account growing and going, growing and going, growing and going, growing and going, depending on your activity and the activity of your friends, relatives, neighbors, co-workers, and team.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a certain point when your account is full enough that it's going to spill over the bath, and you're going to be able to take it out.
Okay.
And when you've reached that goal, when you can take it out, suddenly you have a piece of plastic with basically an unlimited balance that's always going and growing on the other end, and you start to experience being abundant instead of being in scarcity.
Yeah.
Except we're making sure.
That's the sign. I'm going to experience abundance.
But you understand what I'm saying? It literally means we're making sure that you have well-planned economics. Because most people are piss-poor planners.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and they're very bad at money management. They've never been taught that at school. They didn't get the Think and Grow Rich action pack at school by Napoleon Hill. They didn't get, you know, the book called The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. They didn't get The 1 Minute Millionaire by Mark Victor Hansen, or they didn't get the T. Harv Eker's book called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. They didn't get that kind of material at school, nor at college, nor at university, nor in a PhD postgraduate course. They didn't get it in doctor's school or lawyer school or, you know, candlestick maker school or massage therapist school. They didn't get that information because they weren't given it.
Why?
Because that's the way the system. You've got to look at John Taylor Gatto, the fourth purpose of education. So originally we educated people so they would be good factory workers and work on time and get there at 9 and leave at 5, and build the car or the whatever it was they were building. You know? Take the sheep, shear it, and make woolly clothes out of it. But we had lots of physical production activity in the industrial era. Now the machines and the computers can do all that. So people have a lot of free time on their hands, which is a good thing. But what they do with it is up to the person. So we have a way of making them conscious, creative, peaceful, productive, and powerful, influential. And most of all, prosperous and abundant. Because if you're prosperous and abundant, you can celebrate life. Play, have fun, make love, get paid while it's all happening, and enjoy the journey instead of endure it, and thrive instead of survive. And then you're irresistibly attractive because other people are fascinated and curious about whatever she's eating. I want some of that. You understand? Like when in Harry
because this is actually something that a lot of people say to me, is like, you know, oh, how can all this work? How can we all develop like this? Because this is the human race and human behaviour will never change.
Well, first of all, you've changed your behaviours. I remember a time when you were in diapers, pooping and peeing, and somebody else was cleaning up the mess. I've got a sense that at your age, how old are you?
Nearly 40.
Nearly 40. You probably change your own diapers. Probably clean up your own mess in that regard. You might not do it financially, you might not do it emotionally, you might not do it mentally, you might not do it spiritually, you might not do it after you've painted somebody's chest. But there is a mess, and somebody's got to clean it up, either you or somebody else. And we've made a mess of the surface of Mother Earth. It's time for us to clean up our mess. And just like a good nurse will take care of you while you're too sick to look after your own mess, but she's not going to look after you forever. When you get better, it's time to get out, go back home, and get well. And they'll literally kick you out of the hospital. You understand? And, you know, there'll be human beings that shape up and human beings that ship out. They'll literally drop their body rather than get more integrity. So our technology is called IT, integritytechnologies@gmail.com, which is the direct email address. So they can either play our game in the way that we're recommending with the rules we're recommending, or they don't. But we're going to share it, and then we'll show people what we got and what results have been produced by people who are using it, and then they're either in or they're out. But I want them to have an informed choice of their own volition, so they can find out the facts and make an informed choice. In or out, join or buy, learn and earn, grow and develop, you know, and stay and play.
Okay.
And we're going to do events all over the world. So they don't have to come to us physically, they can come to us over the phone and the web. And
Right.
when we come to their area, or they host something for us on their area, we can either come pre-recorded or live over the video audio conference, or we can come physically live if there's enough people.
Right.
If you get over 1,000 people together, we'll bring somebody to your city.
Okay.
If you get over 100,000 people together, we'll bring an army to your city. You understand? But
Yeah.
most people will struggle just to bring a few hundred or 100 or 10 together at first.
Yeah.
Because they're not used to doing party plan, Tupperware parties in their home.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Do lingerie parties, you'd be amazed how quickly people
I
come.
can imagine.
Because it's a more interesting subject at
Yeah,
this point. We've just gone 30 minutes on your thing. So do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this helping? Am I answering your question?
Yes. Yeah. 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 Definitely.
Are you learning anything?
I'm learning a lot.
Is this an interesting interview?
Yes, it is.
Now I want to talk to you about a thing or two.
Yeah.
You said you want to do Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
You said you want. Do you know how many seats there are in Wembley Stadium?
180,000.
Do you know that for a fact, or do you think?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay, well, we'll look it up. There's a certain number of seats that you're allowed to know and have,
Okay.
depending on how you set it up and how you lay it out with the staging and everything, and the cameras and the screens. You could either use all the seats in the stadium or some of them, depending on your staging.
Okay.
But let's say it's 100,000
Yeah.
people. Okay. We can fill the stadium. We can sell out the tickets in the event.
Yeah.
With our system, that's what it does. We can find out from Wembley Stadium when it's available next and book it.
Okay.
Now, to book it, you need a deposit, and then you need to pay the balance.
Yeah.
But if you're an educational or a religious organisation, they have to give you the stadium in a different set of terms and conditions.
Why?
Part of the legal dynamics
Okay,
of
right,
stadiums.
okay,
So they're sitting empty most of the time,
Okay.
and then every now and then somebody pays full price for them, and every now and then somebody pays big discount price for them, and every now and then somebody gets them gifted for free to use the stadium for this church or for that educational event. Do you understand?
I see. Yes, I do. Yeah.
So, but if you're charging for ticket admission, then they get a piece of the gate.
Yeah.
But since we're not, we're just doing it for members only, and our members paid us a long time ago to be our members, so we're just doing a members only educational event. And we could help you with your dream
Yeah.
earlier than you might have otherwise got to it.
Yeah.
And that would be part of lifelong learning when you registered Limitless Now. And because she was the one that introduced you to me, she would be your sponsor or your mentor or your partner.
Yeah.
She's actually already beyond the member mentor master level. She's actually at the beginning of what we call partner shape,
Okay.
which is beyond that there's leader shape, and beyond that there's ambassador shape, and then beyond that there's another few. But you'll basically see that we've got 9 levels to the base program, and then the last 3 is where you're on passive reoccurring residual revenues and you're opening countries for us,
Yeah.
not just counties or
Yeah,
cities. Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact is, you can grow and learn as fast as you want. There's no limit to how much you can do today other than 24 hours. There's no limit to how many people you can talk to simultaneously on the phone and the web if you know how to set up conference calls and video conferences and webinars. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you don't know how to do that. And even if you did, you don't know what to do with those tools
Yeah.
to make it optimal, so you're not sitting there on a video camera talking to yourself and nobody's on the other end.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've got to start to learn the art, not just of learning and how to learn in an accelerated and optimal way, but applying what you learned immediately,
Okay.
which is what the people in Phoenix are going to do. We're ready. That's great, thanks. But do you understand?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So our job is to help you as quickly as you let us
Okay.
to get where you want to go. You might not want 1 million a day. You might want 1 million a decade. That's
Yeah.
fine. 1 million a decade's enough for you.
Yeah.
But once you've got 1 million a decade, the next decade you might say, I want 2 million this time.
Okay.
Or 4 or 10, who cares?
Yeah.
It's your number, and we'll help you get it. And we're in lifelong learning. We'll keep helping you until you get it.
Okay.
So you can't lose, you can't fail. We're guaranteeing you will succeed. All you have to
Okay.
do is stay in, and first you have to get in.
Right. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
you have to show up.
Yeah.
And you have to pay attention, either live or pre-recorded on the things you missed, so you can see it anytime you want, 24/7 in the archive library.
Yeah.
But you can't do that unless you're inside of Limitless Now.
Okay.
So the archive is hidden behind there. And a bit like a library, you need a library card.
Yeah.
This is your library card. And eventually it'll be either a physical card or a physical app on your phone. So your phone is the card, and you can wave your phone past the till and it'll pay.
Yeah. So you're basically giving people access to all this knowledge. So
Well, all
go
these
out-
deliverables and this
Yeah.
knowledge and wisdom and the technology and the tools and the skills and how to get them, how to use them, how to optimize and leverage them, how to monetize the web, the phone, and the stuff we're doing in the world.
Okay.
There is no number you couldn't make this year, no number.
Right.
There are literally Manifesting Millionaires, which is the member-shaped program, Building Billionaires, which is the second level, the mentor-shaped program, and then Training Trillionaires, which over the decade that made the difference, where we started at the beginning of the interview, which ends on Thursday, the 31st of December 2020,
Yeah.
there will be Training Trillionaires at the master level that have literally crossed that threshold.
Right, okay.
And we're talking in pounds sterling. Because outside the system we use Great British pounds, and inside the system we use points.
Right.
And we call them peace pays points. Because we're making peace prosperous and profitable.
Yeah.
We've built a business model around peace. Nobody's ever done that before.
Okay.
Instead of, this whole story of the Hunger Project, which focuses on hunger, what you focus on grows.
Yeah.
You made more people hungry.
Yeah.
We're focused on every human fed.
Right. Okay.
Because if you focus on that, every human will be fed and watered every day.
Right. Okay.
And we've got a way of putting nutrition in the water. So at least if you got the water, you got the nutrients that your body needs, even though
Yeah.
it's not very, body processes it quicker anyway. It's
Okay.
easier to absorb for the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we've been developing these solutions, and now we're starting to show and share our solutions. SharingOurSolutions.com is the showcase quarterly.
Yeah.
The Future in Advance is the annual celebration. So we're
Okay.
celebrating the future in advance. We're celebrating during the showcases. It's now nearly March the 21st. On Monday, March the 21st, we will start InfusionCon.com, Infusion Conference, from Infusionsoft.com. Infusionsoft basically expects somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 customers to come out of their 70,000 customers from around the world to Phoenix, to the Arizona Biltmore, ArizonaBiltmore.com, be there for the week, Monday through Thursday. Monday the 21st, it's sort of registration early afternoon, evening sort of cocktails, introductions, so people get to meet and greet and get in the hotel and get registered and signed up and stay overnight if they are at the hotel. But it starts on Tuesday the 22nd with a very intensive 3 days, 22, 23, 24. And at the end of the 3 days, we then do our 3-day weekend, which is 25th Friday, 26th Saturday, 27th Sunday. But those out of the 1,500 that want to play with us, lifelong learning and limits now.
Okay.
We're also running a course the weekend before for the people already in our program that decided to come, so they know what to expect and what to get.
Okay.
And what to give and how to give it to them.
Okay.
So we're basically optimizing our teams on the ground and in the air and worldwide, audiovisually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And some will and some won't, so what next? We'll just work with the people who show up and pay attention physically, and we'll let the people who didn't show up and pay attention physically see what they missed audiovisually on little recordings, audio and visually,
Yeah.
and we'll post them on the web, and those that are inside the program, who've
Yeah.
already paid their member, mentor, master fees in March, will obviously save money on April, May, June, July, August, and September, but they will be in early,
Yeah.
and those that are in are going to make more and more money, because the only way into our system is through somebody who's already in it.
Oh, okay, right.
So
Okay.
it's a sharing model that forces
Okay.
you to share
Yeah,
with at
yeah.
least two people.
Okay.
It's not like multi-level or network marketing, it's not like
Yeah.
any of that.
Because
but it is.
that's what a lot of people will say.
Of course,
A lot of
but that's
people
because
say-
they haven't actually checked. They don't know the facts, they're making up stories and they're comparing what they just saw with
Yeah.
what they've already heard and what they've already seen.
Yeah.
You don't know me, I might look as tall as Tony Robbins and I'm 1 inch shorter, but I'm not Tony Robbins.
Right.
I'm fatter. I'm going to go, I think.
Okay, just one more question
Yes.
that I'd like to know is what's your view on love?
Well, I think love is everything.
Okay.
In fact, I have a passport in the name of love,
Okay.
where my name is literally love,
Right.
which I'll show you after we get out of here. But the reason is, my view is that we need to restore love to every heart and light to every mind.
Okay.
And the only way you can restore it is, first of all, you have to be extremely patient with your children.
Okay.
And we're all children. We're kids in 2-year-olds in big bodies. And we pretend we know where we're going and how we're getting there, but we're making shit up all day long.
Yeah.
We're making stuff up as we go along. Humans are just swapping stories and sharing or swapping stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything all day is swapping and sharing stuff and stories.
Yeah.
What we've got to learn to do is share everything. All the energy, the information, the experience. We've got to start to operate from a different set of values and principles. But you can't force people to do that.
No.
You have to
No.
seduce and entice them and invite them to come and find out the facts and then make an informed choice to play as a free person,
Yeah.
to play as a for a fee person, or play as a VIP, a very integritous person. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation.
Brilliant.
Now you should know